shark still looks fake.
Hey there, everybody. A few days ago, we saw the new movie, The Meg. Connor, what is the plot of The Meg?
Well, that's gonna be a hard one to do right about now.
It's not a hard one at all. There's no fucking plot.
Alright, I'll give it my best shot. Vin Diesel.
No.
Michael Chiklis.
No. Jason
I'm
Statham.
looking for it. Jason Statham was a deep sea submarine rescue guy. I don't really know what his job was beforehand. I guess he might have just
a deep
they were his
sea
best
rescue
friends.
Submarine.
But he's
pilot?
like, my best friends died. I don't know. I guess he's a rescue guy. We'll just call it that. He goes down. He was trying to rescue people, but he had to leave 2 people behind. Otherwise, everybody would have died. And then basically flash forward, and we got the dude from The Office, Dwight from The Office. And he's a billionaire, and he's got his own submarine program. And he's there with, he's working with some Asian guy and some
Asian
girl.
guys.
The girl, was that girl in the first
Everyone's
Deadpool or
fucking
something?
Chinese.
No, not her.
It's Li Bing Bing. Li Bang Bang. And
I'm talking
she's
about the
from-
rough and ready chick. I'm pretty sure she was the
Oh,
villain in the first Deadpool.
No, she wasn't. The girl from the first Deadpool was a professional WWE wrestler. This was the girl from
She was in something.
John Wick 2.
John Wick 2, that's right. I was thinking Deadpool. Kinda. Deadpool 2 was directed by the guy who directed John Wick, one of them. So, kinda close. But anyways, there's a bunch of people on this shit, and they deep sea dive below the surface. They go into the planet core.
The planet
The planet core. And then they end up finding a megalodon shark when it's alerted by the lights. They hit it a bunch of times, or it hits them a bunch of times. Jason Statham goes down and saves them. Then I kind of forget what happens, but somehow the fucking megalodon gets loose. But then
There's a
like,
volcanic eruption that lets it out.
I
It's literally a volcano.
Yeah, I guess the volcanic eruption happens, lets the fucker free. And then basically they end up, like, a few people die, they end up killing it, and they're like, sweet. And then Liam Neeson comes out of nowhere and says, there's always a bigger fish. And the bigger megalodon comes out and eats the other dead megalodon. I think this is kind of a confusing synopsis right now. I'm probably more drunk than I thought I was, but I feel it. I'm feeling the vibes. Jason Statham, the office guy dies. He's killed. Unfortunately killed. And then there's the quipping black guy there too.
Yeah,
He's quipping
the
around.
comedy relief.
And then the
Uncle
shark
Tom.
goes to the beach and
They're like, black man can't swim. Black man can't swim.
Yeah, they're
you could tell it was
moderately
you could tell it was a Chinese produced movie because the black
everything felt
the
very
black
Chinese,
man was
but
like,
we'll get into this.
He was
we'll
eating
get
his-
into all this.
He was eating a watermelon and then he gets knocked into the
Okay.
water. And he's like, I can't swim. I'm a black man. I can't
I
swim.
don't
And he gets
remember
out
the
and he's like,
watermelon
where's the
part.
fried KFC? nigga?
What? We'll just forget this part ever happened when I cut it out.
China doesn't like black man. What can I say?
Okay, can I get back to the plot, please? Anyways, that's the gay bar behind us screaming really loudly, by the way. So, we live in front of a bright gay bar. What was I talking about? Office guy's dead. We're getting closer.
Yeah.
The shark goes to the beach, starts eating people. Jason Statham does like a very over-the-top action scene where he's like shooting the fucker with a harpoon and all that crap. At the end. And he starts dating a chick. He starts dating a chick, right?
Yeah.
Chinese girl. I forgot. There's a Chinese girl there too. I forgot about her. But she's really not that important. She kind of just tags along the whole time to date Jason Statham at
She
the
gets
end.
bleached by Jason Statham.
Bleached?
It's the opposite of black.
Wow, some low-key racism coming out of this video. Alright, so Aiden, what did you think of this movie? The shark attack.
She was in Transformers Age of Extinction, apparently. I don't remember it.
I don't remember that movie.
And also
I don't remember
a bunch
any.
of Chinese movies. This movie's fucking Kino, man. The Chinese should just make every movie, because this movie's baller.
Oh no, that's kind of a lie.
It starts out a little slow, and then they kill the first megalodon. The Chinese, they don't have sci-fi originals over there, so this is a pretty new concept to them. But they also go full Chinese with it, where they kill the megalodon, and it's like an hour and a half in, and you're looking at your watch, and you're like, damn, this movie is over. And then the second megalodon jumps out.
You're kind of like, oh.
The second megalodon jumps out and swallows the first megalodon whole, literally in one bite.
My dolly's getting stretched a little further,
And you're
but
like,
at the same
God
time, do I want to
damn.
stretch further? Do I
And
just
then,
want to go
you know,
home?
okay, most of this movie,
tedious movie.
most of this movie feels like a sci-fi original, but the end, for some reason, they're like, what if, you know, we got Jason Statham, so we got to go full Furious 7 with this, and this shit turns into an anime when he starts slicing up the shark with a sword and riding on its
Aiden was
back
like
and,
screaming, "This is
stabbing
such
it."
an anime!" At
He
the
starts
theater,
stabbing it in the eye
freaking
with his sword, and he's like doing backflips off it, and like he uses the Sharingan on it and stuff, you know. This movie goes full batshit in the last like 15 minutes, even though it's a little absurd that the megalodon like kills one person at a time. It'll like swim underneath someone, eat him one person at a time instead of just swimming in a straight line through all those fucking chinks at the beach, you know.
Wow, you're going kind of extreme here.
Oh, yeah, fuck it. But anyway, I guess overall, you know, this is basically a super high budget B movie. It's like
Not even
basically-
B movie. I call it a TV movie.
It's a sci-fi original movie that's made on a $300 million budget because it's being produced for the Chinese audience.
300 million. It's probably like 180.
It's probably a lot more than it
Buck
was,
80.
you know?
Buck 80 right there, if you know what I'm saying. Buck
But
80.
you know,
it's the power
unlike
of
Pacific
6.
Rim, where the Chinese market created the most awful movie known to man, in this case, the Chinese market was like, what if we just went full retard with
Pacific
our giant
Rim's a
shark?
good one. You mean Uprising, though?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
Because the first one wasn't made for the Chinese audience. The first one was made
The
for
first one was a good movie.
Guillermo del Toro to jerk off to his Mazinger fan fiction. He's like, what if I made a Mazinger movie that I don't have a license?
I have no idea what Zinger is, so I'll just agree with you on that.
I meant Pacific Rim Uprising, which was a movie blatantly made for Chinese people.
Okay.
This movie is also
I
blatantly
was
made
actually
for...
pretty close. The budget says to be 130 to 178 million.
This movie is also
What did I
blatantly made
guess?
for Chinese... 180.
Okay.
This movie is also
I was
blatantly
in the
made for
ballpark.
Chinese people because, like,
I
half
feel
this
it.
damn movie was in Chinese. And, like, half the characters in this movie are Chinese. But basically, you know, it's got some good memes in it where, you know, there's the big fish and the part where he fights the giant shark at the end. They're pretty epic.
I was giving a
But,
couple laughs out
you know,
in this bitch.
Overall, if you've seen a sci-fi movie before, if you've seen an asylum movie before, you're probably kind of seen a lot of this shit, but this is definitely the pinnacle of asylum movies, if you know what I'm saying. It's trash, but it's fun trash. So Connor, what'd you think of the Meg?
If I can be blunt and honest with you, I thought this movie sucked balls. Honestly, I thought this movie sucked really badly.
What about the end though?
Okay, I'm gonna go through this right now, so don't worry. Here's the thing. I showed up to this movie, and I didn't really want to go. I thought, you know what this is gonna be? This is gonna be an overly long, boring, Chinese baiting, stupid ass shark movie. And I don't care for the shark genre in the first damn place. I like one shark movie a lot. It's Jaws. But honestly, I think Jaws created the shark genre. It also kind of said, this is a genre that deserves one movie and that's all. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You're
you
not
could blow
wrong.
that right into the camera. But, what am I saying? Yeah, I'll watch Jaws fucking once in a while. Jaws is a good movie. I love Jaws. But I told myself, I've watched a couple shark movies in my day. I've never enjoyed one but Jaws. You know why? Because here's the story of a shark movie. We got a guy, he's trying to kill a big shark because the big shark's killing a bunch of people. That's the only way to do a shark movie. I mean, you can Sharknado it, you can ham it up, but honestly, if I'm trying to legitimately watch and enjoy a shark movie, like there's one way to do it, and Jaws pretty much did it 40 years ago. that said, I go into this movie and I thought it was fucking stupid. Honestly, I thought it would be Jason Statham running around the beach. I thought it'd be a lot more land stuff. Really, they don't spend any time on land. It's all made on the submarines or in the big drill boat mining operation thing. Yeah, I mean, sometimes they're helicopters. But, you know, so it had its entertaining moments, but every few minutes I was like, damn, I want this movie to end. And when the first Megalodon died, I was like, a little bit of a shitty climax, but I'm ready to go home.
And then it got way better when
I'm
the second
halfway
Megalodon
starting to
jumps
start.
out and eats
When the
first.
second Megalodon jumped out, I did two things. First, I had to say, there's always a bigger fish. And then I thought to myself, fuck, we're in for another half hour. We're in for another half hour at least. And I was right about that. And there was another half hour. And the last half hour was the best part of the movie. But at that point, the first hour and a half overstayed its welcome so fucking much that I just really wanted to go home, honestly. In the way of acting, I thought the acting was fucking terrible from pretty much everybody.
Yeah.
Which is to be expected. I thought the
CGI
CGI was alright. It was kind of cool, but you get kind of bored. I get kind of bored with the aquatic imagery all day. Like, controversial take. I don't give a fuck about fish. I don't give a fuck about the ocean. I don't give a fuck about water. I don't want all that shit to go away, obviously, but I'm not interested in sitting there and watching it. I'd rather watch a dude flying around in a spaceship than a gay-ass submarine. Hot take. But, I wasn't interested in the movie. I thought the movie was uninteresting. It kind of made me wish I was watching Jaws the whole time. I thought it was acted like shit. The cinematography was shot like a sci-fi movie. The CGI just looked like it was in the budget of a $175 million movie. So at the end of the day, I basically paid $7.50 to sit there and watch a sci-fi original film with Jason Statham. That was disgusting. A sci-fi original film with Jason Statham. Oh, he's just yawning this time. I thought he was about to get another disgusting coughing fit. A sci-fi original movie with Jason Statham rather than some other actor who's less famous but has probably the same or equal or less, slightly more acting talent than Jason Statham. In all honesty, I thought this movie was completely awful, virtually unwatchable, and the last 10 minutes of the movie was kind of funny. But other than that, I thought it sucked. So, Aiden, would you recommend the MEG?
Yes, I'd recommend it.
You are fucking retarded.
I'd recommend the MEG very hard because the MEG is hilarious, especially the last half hour of it where he does everything. And I like Jason Statham a lot, and I think this movie's super great.
Super great.
It's the highest budget, shitty ass TV sci-fi original B movie ever, and it's kind of hilarious just for the fact that it came in theaters, and the end is so worth it. And I like sharks. Connor, would you recommend the MEG?
Honestly, for the memes of the last 10 minutes, I want to recommend it. I really want to, because the last 10 minutes is a funny anime fight scene or whatever. But in all 100% serious, if I'm leveling with you guys, I would absolutely fucking not recommend this movie. I thought it was god-awful. I thought it was a horrible time. I wasn't having fun. I was counting down the minutes for it to be done. I wished it was done. I remember thinking on more than one occasion, this movie feels very long. I want to go home. At one point, I was telling myself that at least it'll end at some point. And this isn't a joke or anything right now. I was at least saying, it felt like sitting in the theater, honestly, I could have probably felt like this movie could go on for an hour, for a decade. It felt like this movie was never
Like
gonna
a
end.
third shark
But
was
I
gonna come
told
out.
myself, no, this is long before the first shark even came out. This is before Jason Statham's even showed
Before
up.
the shark showed up, it was kind of boring.
Even
the
after,
shark showed
even
up,
after
it was
Jason Statham was
keynote.
in there, the first shark was shown. The sentiment carried through the whole movie. Even in the last action scene, I was
You're
like,
wrong.
I think this movie sucks balls, and I would not recommend any human being on planet Earth watch this.
I think you're gay and wrong.
It sucked. Bye.
It was Kino. Bye.
Bye. It sucked.
I love you.
It sucked. Bye.
Suck my penis.